Okay, today we're going to do our Chapter 4, Section 3 doodle notes on conserving land and soil. So the first thing we're going to talk about is land use, and this is going to be, this little graphic that we're going to make is going to be on the top half of our page. And so we use land for three main reasons. One reason is for agriculture. Another reason is for development. And the last reason is for mining. Okay, so when we're talking about agriculture, agriculture uses land to grow crops and to raise livestock like pigs, cows, chickens. Development uses land for buildings, things like building roads, bridges, constructing houses and buildings. And mining uses it to get resources like coal, iron, and copper. Okay, so that's the top of your page. Next, we're going to talk about soil protection. So why do we need to protect our soil? This graphic on this page is going to take up the bottom half of the page. And the reason why we need to protect our soil is because it has value. Everything depends on soil. Even if you don't eat vegetables, the soil creates the plants, and the plants feed the animals. And that continues along in the food chain. So, in protecting our soil, we need to keep in mind we want to protect it from damage and we want to protect it from loss. So how can we damage our soil? We can damage it with pollution, and we can damage it with overplanting. When we overplant something, it becomes infertile, and fertile means its ability to grow things. So infertile means it loses its ability to grow things. And the way we can lose our soil is through erosion by wind or water, which is the movement of soil, and what causes the loss is drought. That creates, and that drought is a lack of water, and that creates desertification and plowing in the roots of plants that hold the soil in place. So I'm just going to put plow here for plowing, and for cause I'm going to put I'm going to put drought. And that's desertification. which means desert-like conditions. Okay, DESERTIFICATION. This is drought. Okay, so now we're going to turn our page over and we're going to talk about ways that we can conserve our soil. So in soil conservation, there are 4 main ways that we have learned to conserve our soil. And this can take up the whole back of your page. Putting too many arrows. Okay, so what we have is we have contour plowing. I'm going to shrink that and hopefully, there we go. And then we have conservation plowing. And this is also known as no-till farming. And shrink that down. And then we have fallow fields. And last, we have crop rotation. Okay. All right, so we draw a picture of each. Contour plowing is when you have, let's say like a hill. Okay, if we were to till top to bottom, so if we were to till from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill, that whenever it rained, all the soil would just wash down the hill. So what we do is we plow around the contours of the hill, and that way when it rains, this sediment from this layer will just move right into this layer, and the sediment from this layer will go into this layer instead of just washing straight down the hill. And that's called contour plowing. Conservation plowing is when we leave the stalks of the plant from the previous crop in the ground, and then we just grow, or we just plant the next plant right in the middle of these stalks. And then the stalks of the last plant hold that in place. Fallow fields means to not plant in that area for a period of several years. So you just let the field grow natural, let it grow wild. Okay. So you could just plant, or not plant anything, just let it grow out. And eventually these plants will die and they will return nutrients back to the soil. And the last one is crop rotation. And you will see that these words automatically appeared, winter and summer. And so what happens is in the winter time in the field you might plant wheat. And in the summertime you're going to plant corn in the same field. And they're going to replace nutrients that they may have taken out before. And that's how 4 main ways that we conserve soil. And that's all on our doodle notes on conserving land and soil.